Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a very important aspect of the Prasthana Trayam, the Upanishads. Before moving forward, we have a humble note to all our viewers. It is important to note that here we are not gurus or philosophers. We are simply sharing our understanding or experiences as a seeker of knowledge and our insights, which may serve as a preparation or revision for others in their spiritual journey. It is always important to seek guidance from a qualified guru or spiritual teacher who has a deep understanding of the subject matter and can provide personalized guidance on the path to spiritual realization. Additionally, it is commendable that the individual has taken the time to learn and understand the Vedic scriptures and is sharing their knowledge with others. It is important to approach such teachings with an open mind and a discerning attitude, and to continue seeking guidance from qualified sources in order to deepen one's understanding and progress on the spiritual path. Let us start this video with learning about the basic terms or jargons used in spirituality to understand the concept or knowledge in the Upanishads in a better way. Other terms and jargons related to the subject matter shall be shared with the users if you can send an email to us on dantupk@gmail.com. Any feedback or suggestions are also welcome. In Hindu philosophy, we hear about the terms Shaddarsanas, Chitta, Indriyas, Manas, Ahankaram, Buddhi, Atma, Panchabhutas, Panchatanmatras, etc. Let us go through these terms one by one. Shaddarsanas is the term used in Hindu philosophy to refer the 6 orthodox schools of philosophy. These schools are also known as 6 darshanas, which means point of view or ways of seeing it. The 6 schools are Samkhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purvamimamsa and Uttarmimamsa. Samkhya. This school is based on the Samkhya Karika, which is a text attributed to the sage Kapila. Samkhya is a dualistic philosophy that posits the existence of 2 eternal and independent realities, Purusha and Prakriti, which means consciousness and matter. Yoga. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali is the foundational text of this school of philosophy. Yoga is a practical and spiritual discipline that aims to unify the individual consciousness with the universal consciousness through various practices such as asanas, pranayama, and meditation. Nyaya. This school is based on the Nyaya Sutras, which is a text attributed to the sage Gautama. Nyaya is a logical and analytical philosophy that seeks to establish valid knowledge through inference, analogy, and testimony. Vaisheshika. This school is based on the Vaisheshika Sutras, which is a text attributed to the sage Kanada. Vaisheshika is a realism-based philosophy that posits the existence of 9 fundamental substances, including earth, water, air, and space. Purvamimamsa. This school is based on the Purvamimamsa Sutras, which is a text attributed to the sage Jaimini. Purvamimamsa is a philosophy that focuses on the interpretation of the Vedas and the performance of rituals. Uttarmimamsa or Vedanta. This school is based on the Brahma Sutras, which is a text attributed to the sage Vedavyasa. Vedanta is a monistic philosophy that posits the ultimate reality as Brahman and sees the Atman or the individual self as identical to Brahman. These 6 schools of philosophy provide different perspectives on the nature of reality, the self, and the path to liberation. While each school has its own unique approach and methodology, they are all based on the foundational texts of Hinduism and contribute to the rich philosophical tradition of India. In Hindu philosophy, Indriyas are the sense organs, which are responsible for receiving information from the external world. There are 5 main Indriyas: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Each Indriya is associated with a specific type of sensory perception and is responsible for transmitting the information received to the mind for processing. According to Hindu philosophy, the Indriyas are not just physical organs, but are also associated with subtle energy channels in the body known as nadis. These nadis are said to carry prana or life force energy throughout the body and are essential for the proper functioning of the Indriyas. The proper functioning of the Indriyas is important for spiritual development, as it allows an individual to gather information from the external world and process it in a way that is conducive to spiritual growth. However, if the Indriyas are not properly controlled, they can lead to attachment to sensory pleasures and distract an individual from their spiritual path. Therefore, the control and regulation of the Indriyas is a key aspect of spiritual practice in Hinduism. This is achieved through various practices including meditation, yoga, and pranayama, which aim to calm the mind and develop a state of inner awareness that allows an individual to detach from sensory perceptions and focus on the inner self. Panchabhutas is a Sanskrit term used in yoga to refer the 5 basic elements that are believed to make up the physical universe. The word pancha means 5 and bhutas means elements. The 5 elements are Earth, Prudvi. This element represents the solid and tangible aspects of the physical universe. It is associated with the sense of smell and is believed to provide stability, grounding, and nourishment. Water, Jal. This element represents the liquid and flowing aspects of the physical universe. It is associated with the sense of taste and is believed to provide cooling, calming, and cleansing properties. Fire, Agni. This element represents the transformative and dynamic aspects of the physical universe. It is associated with the sense of sight and is believed to provide heat, light, and energy. Air, Vayu. This element represents the gaseous and mobile aspects of the physical universe. It is associated with the sense of touch and is believed to provide movement, breath, and vitality. Ether, Akasha. This element represents the subtle and space-like aspects of the physical universe. It is associated with the sense of sound and is believed to provide expansiveness, openness, and receptivity. According to yogic philosophy, these 5 elements are not only present in the physical universe but also in the human body. Each element is associated with a particular sense organ and contributes to the overall balance and harmony of the body and mind. In conclusion, Panchabhutas is a term used in yogic philosophy to refer the 5 basic elements that make up the physical universe. Panchatanmatras are the 5 subtle elements or the 5 sensory perceptions in yogic philosophy. The word tanmatra means subtle element or subtle essence, and pancha means 5. The 5 panchatanmatras are Shabda Tanmatra, which means sound. It is a subtle essence of sound which is perceived by the ears. It is associated with the element of ether or akasha. Sparsha Tanmatra or touch. It is a subtle essence of touch or texture which is perceived by the skin. It is associated with the element of air or vayu. Rupa Tanmatra. It is the subtle essence of form, shape, and color which is perceived by the eyes. It is associated with the element of fire or tejas. Rasa Tanmatra or taste. It is a subtle essence of taste which is perceived by the tongue. It is associated with the element of water or jala. Gandha tanmatra, smell. It is a subtle essence of smell which is perceived by nose. It is associated with the element of earth or prithvi. These 5 tanmatras are considered the building blocks of the physical world and are believed to be present in everything. They are also associated with the 5 senses and their corresponding organs. Chitta, Manas, Ahankaram, Buddhi, all are related to the human mind and its functions. Each of these components represents a different aspect of the mind, and understanding the relationship is crucial to understanding the nature of the self and the path to spiritual realization. Chitta refers to the total mind, including all its components and functions. It is the sum total of all impressions, experiences, and memories that make up an individual's mental state. The Indriyas are these sense organs, including the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, which receive information from the external world. The Manas is a part of the mind that processes sensory information and forms judgments and opinions based on that information. Ahankaram, or the ego, is the sense of individual identity that arises from the Manas processing of sensory information. Buddhi, or intellect, is the part of the mind that discriminates, judges, and makes decisions based on the sensory information processed by the Manas. Finally, Atma, or the self, is the eternal, unchanging essence of consciousness that is present in all living beings. The relationship between these components is complex and interdependent. The Indriyas provide Manas with sensory information, which the Manas processes and sends to Ahankaram, which then creates a sense of individual identity. The Buddhi uses this information to make judgments and decisions, and the Chitta stores all this information in memory. In conclusion, Chitta, Manas, Ahankaram, Buddhi, and Atma are all important components in the yogic philosophy. Understanding their relationship and functions is crucial to understanding the nature of the self and the path to spiritual realization. However, the ultimate goal of spiritual practice is to transcend these mental components and realize the true nature of the self, which is Atma, through meditation, self-inquiry, and other spiritual practices. Individuals can learn to detach themselves from the sensory information processed by the Manas and develop a deeper understanding of the true nature of the self. Ultimately, the goal of spiritual practice is to transcend these components and realize the true nature of the self, which is Atma. Atma, or Atman, is beyond the comprehension of human mind and can only be experienced by one who crosses these obstacles through sincere sadhana in pursuit of seeking the ultimate truth. But for our understanding, from learned seekers and enlightened gurus, Atman or Atma can be described based on their experience. Atma is a divine word in Sanskrit that refers to the true self or the soul. It is a fundamental essence of every living being and is considered eternal and unchanging. In Sanatana philosophy, Atma is believed to be distinct from the physical body and the mind and is considered to be the ultimate reality or Brahman. According to the Hindu Vedic scriptures, the Atma is present in every living being, from the tiniest microbe to the largest animal. It is the essence of life and is responsible for the individuality and consciousness of each living being. The Atma is said to be beyond the limitations of time, space, and causation, and is therefore considered to be eternal and unchanging. The understanding and realization of the Atma is a key aspect of spiritual development in Hinduism. The practice of yoga, meditation, and self-inquiry are all aimed at uncovering the true nature of the Atma and realizing its unity with Brahman. The ultimate goal of spiritual practice in Hinduism is the realization of the Atma, which leads to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. and the attainment of eternal peace and bliss. In conclusion, the Atma is the true self or the soul which is believed to be eternal and unchanging. It is distinct from the physical body and the mind and is considered to be the ultimate reality in Hindu philosophy. The realization of the Atma is the ultimate goal of spiritual practice in Hinduism, which leads to liberation from the cycle of birth and death and the attainment of eternal peace and bliss. It is very essential to understand all these basic terms to be able to dive deep into understanding the Upanishads. Let us continue learning about the Upanishads. The Upanishads are a collection of ancient Hindu philosophical and spiritual texts that form the core of Hindu scriptures, collectively known as the Vedanta. The word Upanishad is derived from the Sanskrit word Upa, which means near, and then Nishad means sit, which together imply sitting close to a teacher to receive spiritual knowledge. There are over 108 Upanishads, but the most well known are the principal Upanishads. They are written in Sanskrit and are characterized by a poetic and symbolic language. The Upanishads explore a range of philosophical and spiritual ideas, including the nature of the self, Atman, the nature of the universe, Brahman, the relationship between the individual and the universe, and the nature of reality itself. They are concerned with the ultimate purpose of human existence and seek to answer fundamental questions about life, death, and the nature of the universe. One of the central teachings of the Upanishads is the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality that underlies all of existence. Brahman is described as infinite, eternal, and unchanging, and is considered to be the source of all creation. The Upanishads also describe the self, Atman, as being identical to Brahman, and therefore every individual is believed to be a part of this ultimate reality. Another important concept in the Upanishads is the idea of karma, which refers to the principle of cause and effect. According to this concept, every action has a consequence, and the consequences of our actions determine our present and future circumstances. The Upanishads emphasize the importance of living a moral and ethical life to avoid negative consequences and to achieve spiritual progress. The Upanishads also discuss various spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga, and self-inquiry as means to attain spiritual liberation or moksha and realize the unity of the self and Brahman. The Upanishads are considered to be a source of spiritual wisdom and insight in Hinduism, and their teachings have a profound influence on the development of Hindu philosophy and spirituality. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you find it informative and insightful. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you will never miss out our future videos on Vedanta philosophy, spirituality, and way of life. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. Thank you once again for your time, and we'll see you in our next video. Till then, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Om Shanti. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.